usual. Let's get to this, man. Trade rumors, silly season. Every time we got trade rumors, we got to discuss them. Today on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, we started the show with trade rumors. It was a crazy trade rumor from, I think it's Mike Tannenbaum, who is on ESPN. And even the staff at ESPN was like kind of perturbed in a proposed trade by the Detroit Lions that would give up 3 first-round draft picks, three first-round draft picks, a second-round draft pick, and Jahmyr Gibbs for Myles Garrett. Now, that's quite of a haul. That's a lot of picks, 3 first-round picks, another second-round pick, Jahmyr Gibbs, who's a really good running back. Don't get me twisted. I like his upside and whatever. But my problem is I always get to a point where it's like, man, why are we always involving Nick Chubb or Myles Garrett? Maybe because Myles Garrett is going to bring you back the biggest haul because he's in his prime and he's still one of the top 5 player in this league. But I've always stayed on point here. I've always kept it consistent. Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb are not going anywhere. Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb should be on the untouchable list. And we'll come back in after you hear what the panel has to say. But, man, oh, man, I was hot. We had to get up out of here on this one, bro. I said, I know we ain't talking about this. Was earlier on UCSS. And look what my co-host was talking about. I said, we can't do this no more.
Myles was the defensive player of the year last year. I think we all agree he's not having anywhere near that kind of season.
And that's
right
why
now.
I think a team won't pay.
Yeah.
No, and that's why if they would drop a first rounder from that, give us 2 first rounders, Gibbs, and the other picks, I would still do it.
There's no way the Lions are trading Jahmyr Gibbs.
What's funny?
I just don't see this.
I don't think they would either.
Yeah.
Why would they? That would hurt their chances this year.
What's funny, obviously last night was trick-or-treat. One of my daughter's friends was over trick-or-treat in our neighborhood. I drove her home, dropped her off. Her dad is from Detroit, huge Lions fan, huge. And he came out to the car and I dropped her off, and he said, "Are we getting your guy?" And I said, "I don't think you trade him." And he goes, "I don't want him." He said, "For the what he would cost and the contract number, we've got enough guys to pay." He said, "I want Za'Darius, not Myles."
More sense.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very, and that I think
That
for
makes
both
more
sides.
sense for that.
It's
Yes.
more responsible,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Will he get you the Super Bowl? I don't know. And then if you could go back
and I'm not. If I'm the Lions, I'm not messing with Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he's too important to what they do. That combination of him and Montgomery.
What if you did this? What if you said, well, we would need a running back in return, and we'll take Nick Chubb off your hands?
What do you mean?
Chubb
as part of
and
the trade?
Myles.
Yeah. So that trade, but
Yeah.
you're also.
Hell no.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Hey, turn the page, bro.
You would
I'm not
literally
talking about
have
this. Y'all
on your
killing me.
on your football obituary the guy that traded Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb on the same day.
I refuse to even entertain that idea, so we're going to move on to some more.
Wait a minute, before you do.
I have the Mac.
Nick Chubb is not under contract for next year.
Hey, listen, man. I love my co-host, but y'all done lost y'all's damn mind. What? Listen, I like Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's not, and I said this on the show, Jahmyr Gibbs is nice. I give you that. But y'all can't have it both ways. Y'all done told me all these years, you don't pay this for a running back. Running backs don't do this. Now all of a sudden, you so gun-ho that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be, I wouldn't even move and trade him. You know, Myles Garrett is a top 5 player in the league, and that includes quarterbacks. There's maybe 3 players in the league that you might trade Myles Garrett for. 3. Maybe 3. Maybe. And y'all talking about giving him up for some picks and Jahmyr. Listen, that sound like a lot, but when you break it down, Detroit is good. So what picks are they giving you? You're getting 25 through 30? What picks are they giving you? You getting late first rounders, bro. You getting late first rounders, my G. And on top of it, like I pointed out, y'all talk about all these picks. Let me tell you about the picks you whiff on. I just seen you whiff on Danny Shelton. I just seen you whiff on all kind of receivers, the David Bells, the Schwartzes of the world. You barely can even draft dudes right now. And you telling me I'm going to get all these picks. Boy, y'all better stop playing around with me. Myles Garrett is a walking Hall of Famer. Myles Garrett is the best defensive player in the entire organization right now. And then the fact that you had the audacity to mention Nicholas Chubb's name. Listen, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, we be overvaluing, like we be out of pocket with certain things. Jahmyr Gibbs, he said it like it was Christian McCaffrey. He said like I don't be understanding why these names keep getting mentioned. And it just goes to show you, Myles Garrett in the city, even though he's that good, is always underrated. Because every single time we talk about something, we talk about Myles Garrett and him possibly getting traded. And then they're like, well, Myles hasn't done anything. And then you'd be like, what is this PFF grade? 97? Oh, I didn't never really notice that. I didn't notice. Yeah, he's getting quadruple team, bro. Come on, bro. Like, this is wild. The fact that people consistently forget week by week how good Myles Garrett is crazy. And the fact Nick Chubb has never Listen, man. Just the same way the Pittsburgh Steelers don't trade Hines Ward or TJ Watt or Hayward or Roethlisberger, it's the same way we got to start getting. Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb is about to be retired as Cleveland Browns. The only way they are even traded, and Nick Chubb will never do this. Myles Garrett is pretty much 96% not about to do this. Unless Myles Garrett comes to you and is so disgusted with the way things are going and tells you that he wants to be gone, you don't even think about it. I don't care what picks you got. I don't care what picks. I'm sorry. Means more to the organization. Put him in the Wall of Fame and start over. Because these picks that y'all talking about getting, there's no chance. There's no security in those picks. There's no all the picks we had from tanking before that we got when Joe Thomas was here. What did we do with those picks? I'm not about to continue to keep going down these roads with these. Some people is just untouchable. Learn how to have untouchable people. Because the Cleveland Browns have been losing too many games. Sometimes you got to build your roster up. Sometimes you got to build your legacy up. And our culture needs to be deeper than people talking about Myles Garrett getting traded. Some people are just off limits. They're gonna die a Cleveland Brown. That's what it's gonna be. Let me know. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think, in the comment section, will Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb retire Cleveland Browns? Let me know.